Just going to run through a quick tutorial on how to draw this gusset using Onshape. This will give you all the skills and necessary tools that you'll need to then go on and construct the body of your propeller car. So the first thing you want to do is to create a new document. We just click up here, document. We're going to title it. I'm going to title this one Gusset. Okay, create new document. Then we come to this workspace. Okay, to begin a new sketch, what you need to do is select a work plane that you want to work from. So we're going to work from the front work plane. So I click on that, left click here, okay, and that brings me to that work plane. I'm going to hide the other ones by clicking on this little eye icon here. Okay, and then I'm going to begin my sketch. The view of this front work plane here can be a bit of a distraction, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide that as well. Now that I've got it selected, that disappears from the shot. Okay, to begin this gusset, we're going to start with a square that is the overall dimensions on the outside. So if we look at it, if I drew that as a square, I'd have 50 millimeters wide and 58 millimeters high. So I go up here to my square tool, my corner rectangle, select that, left click, hold and drag. Okay, and then I just type in the dimensions. Okay, so if we remember it's 50 millimeters wide, enter, and then it's 58 millimeters high, enter. Then I press escape. Now I have my rectangle. These dimensions here, we can drag those to the outside so they're out of the way. And then now we're ready to put in some construction lines that we use as a guide to start constructing the shapes. So I'm going to click L for line, or you can go up to the line tool up here. And then we want to draw a construction line, so Q is the shortcut for the construction line, or you can click up here. And now we're ready to go. So the first construction line I'm going to put in is I'm going to start from this top corner and I'm going to come down 30 millimeters. So I click, come down, roughly 30, click left click again, enter 30. Now I have my construction line. I'm going to go down another 10. This continues to draw for me. Click again and hit 10 and enter. Now I'm going to press escape. And it's finished that drawing. Again, drag those dimensions out there. Now if I zoom right in, you can see these construction lines, these broken lines, they represent construction lines on the image. The next lot of construction lines I'm going to put in are along the bottom. So again, I'll select L for line, Q for construction line. I'm going to start at the bottom corner. I'm going to come across 15 millimeters, left click, left click again, 15, enter. I'm going to continue along another 10 millimeters, enter, and escape to finish my drawing. And I have a 15 millimeter and a 10 millimeter construction line. I'm going to access my line tool again, L for line, Q for construction line. I'm going to start at this top corner here, left click, come down, left click again, I'm going to go 40, enter, okay, press escape, just drag that dimension out of the way, L for line, Q for construction, come back up to this same top right hand corner, I'm going to click there, left click, come across 30 millimeters, just left click again, type 30, hit enter. And then I'm going to come down vertically. Now if you notice, this line, construction line, will snap into place. When I see these little yellow dotted lines, that means that that line is now vertical. Okay, I'm going to transfer that line all the way down. until it meets up with the bottom there. Notice that goes yellow. Okay, that's connected. Left click, and then I hit escape. Then going to do another construction line. Okay, you'll notice there's quite a few construction lines to get this set up. It looks a little bit messy, but we'll delete all those lines in the end. So click on the top right hand corner, come across, I want to come across 10 millimeters. Left click, type 10, hit enter, escape. Okay, and then I have one more construction line, or two more actually to do. Line, Q for construction. I'm going to start on this point here. I'm going to come up 5 millimeters. Snaps into place, and then I'm going to come across horizontally. Now you notice again it has those yellow dotted lines. That represents that that line is now perfectly horizontal or perpendicular to that other line. And then left click and escape. Okay, now I'm ready to start putting in some of my lines that I'm going to use to create my part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my 3-point arc here, or you can press A as a shortcut. Left click to select it. We're going to start on this point here of this construction line. So left click once, come down to this corner, or this point here, this construction line, left click again. You want to make this radius roughly about 19. Okay, so if I get it close, left click, 19, enter. Okay. Same again, so I've still got my 3-point arc selected. Click on this point here. Come across to this point, left click again, and we set this radius at 24. 24, enter. Okay, and then my last 3-point arc I do is I start at this point here, come across up to the top, left click again, and set this radius at about 41. I'll bring it down, 41, enter. And you can start to see that that gusset is taking shape. Okay, what we might do now is we'll get in and we'll draw the circle, which is going to be the axle hole. So if I hit escape, okay, I come up to the top here and I select my center point circle, left click on that, and I zoom in on where these construction lines cross over. Zoom right in. Once both of those lines are highlighted, that means I've selected that point where they both cross over. Left click, drag it out. Okay, we're going to come out to 3.5 millimeters. I probably zoomed in a little bit too close. Again, left click, 3.5, enter. Okay, and that gives me a 3.5 millimeter diameter. And there's our basic shape. Now we need to tidy this up. So now we can come up to our trim tool up here, or M for the shortcut, select that, and I start clicking on these geometry outside here to remove that from our shape. Okay, you'll notice that it gets rid of that grey area once it's been deselected. I just go around, trim all that external geometry that we don't need. Okay, and you can see we've now got our gusset. Now if I zoom right in here, I've still got construction lines sitting on top of this shape. Okay, so I'm going to delete those as well. Now if I delete too much, you'll notice that the shape will change color. It will go from grey to white. Okay, that means the shape isn't complete. That sketch is not complete. So I just Control Z, go back, and now my sketch is complete. Let's remove these construction lines here. So I'll remove that, remove those ones, just by left clicking. I have a couple more construction lines in the center of this circle, so I'll zoom in and remove those. Okay, and now you have a complete sketch with all your construction lines removed. So the next step, what you want to do is we need to extrude this sketch, okay, so we can turn it into a part. At the moment, it's just a two-dimensional drawing, okay, but we're going to laser cut these, so we're going to be using 3mm ply. So the next step you want to do is come up the top here. We'll select our sketch. So left click once. You notice that selected the outside and not the circle as well. We want to leave that circle deselected because that will create a hole. Go up the top here to our extrude tool. Left click. Okay. It automatically sets the depth to 25mm, but we want to set that to 3. So we just left click, hit 3, enter, click our green tick. Okay, that's now extruded our sketch. And if I rotate around, you can see that's now a 3-dimensional part with a hole for the axle sleeve to go through. Okay, once you're finished there, it's a good habit to now label that part. Okay, so if I right click on my part down there, rename, left click, and I'm going to call that Gusset. Enter. And I can do the same in my sketch. Right click, rename, Gusset. And that's it.